Hello, I hope you're all well. I wanted to do a different kind of video, and this is the work that I'm actually called to do. The tarot readings, the intuitive readings, that's something I'm also called to do. But the real work that I am meant to be doing in this life, my sole purpose, my reason for being on this planet, the learnings that I've had throughout my life, the lessons, the healing, the epiphanies, all of that is to bring me to a point where I can help others heal and raise their vibration, and come to a place in their life where they are in realization that they are already their oneness. So my journey has been eventful over the years. I'm 40 now. So many different things that I could talk about, and I will do at some point, because there will be different teachings and things from all of my different experiences. But what I want to talk about today is the last week that I've had, or just over a week. So just briefly, I've been on a spiritual journey myself for my entire life, unconsciously. Consciously, since 2017, I've been on this spiritual journey, and you know, it really come to me at a point where I was in a really low time of my life. Not the worst, but the worst in different senses. And I think that is because I had become so kind of aware that what I was experiencing and feeling, and etc., that there's got to be more to life than this. This isn't what life is meant to be like. This isn't, surely, we have all not been put here to suffer. And it was having that realization that then really took me through the healing journey that I've been on since 2017. And through that, I've worked through a lot of childhood traumas, ancestral trauma, feminine trauma, looking at my divine feminine, my masculine. I've been very unbalanced all of my life, which all comes from trauma, so I have a really good understanding of it from the perspective of having done the work. I already had a good understanding of it from the perspective of being a social worker, so I had that kind of understanding of it. But the understanding of it from a spiritual perspective supersedes that. But that gave me, a basis, good start. So there's a lot that I will be teaching. I say teaching, I don't really like that word, because I don't like that word, because you're all teaching yourselves. I consider myself more of a guide, more of a coach, and what I hope is that through my storytelling, that I'm terrible at, by the way, it will spark something in you that you resonate with, and you go, haha, right, that has just made sense of this thing that I went through. So that's my role. That is what I'm here to do. So going to the story of what this video is about. So I had my very best friend come to stay with me last week, and prior to that, probably the week before that she was coming to mine, I only knew about a week before. Probably within hours of her saying, "Oh, Gemma, I'm going to come and stay with you next week. Is that okay?" I was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like just drawn to. I was guided to look at stone circles in, you know, nearby to where I live. And that took me to, basically I found 2 stone circles. Now, FYI, my friend Amy is also on a spiritual path. She is a shamanka teacher, she's a shamanka practitioner, and you know, her journey, her learning, her teachings, etc., are the same but very different. Okay, so she brings other things, I bring these things, but actually they're the same but very different. Now, I was drawn for us to go to a stone circle, and I messaged her. I was like, hey, while you're here, how about we have a day out, we go up to the Derbyshire Dales, we go to, you know, some stone circles. She was like, yeah, well up for that. I already knew, but I'd actually forgotten, that while she was staying, that we would be doing my womb rites. And that was really a follow-on from me completing some ancestral trauma healing, and linking in my 7 feminine line ancestors into my mesa here. And I did that work over about 18 months, you know, and we knew that, you know, once that work was completed, that I would follow on to do my womb rites. So I knew we were doing that, but I'd actually forgotten at that point, because I'm terrible. I have a terrible memory. This is the difference between me and my friend Amy. She holds everything in. She can remember everything to a T. You know, she can kind of spit out all these different words and stuff, and I'm like, how do you recall all of that? She knows it and she has it within, but she can also recall all of the specifics. Whereas me, I just have a knowing, it's a feeling, it comes to me. The information comes to me when I need it. When I don't need it, I know nothing of it. Hopefully that makes sense, because it sounds bonkers, and it's something that I've struggled with for all of my life, because I've never been able to retain information. But it's only been recently that I've realised, hey, I don't retain it because I don't need it. When I need something, that information just comes to me and I can blah, 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 blah. So anyway, so guided to do some stone circles. She agreed. So I started having a look. I was like, oh yeah, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. So when she got here, we were like, right, what day are we going to do it? I don't know, let's go, probably, let's assume it's going to be Friday, because it's very weather dependent. It can be really quite cold and rainy up there, you know, and the weather wasn't too great. Anyway, so we were like, right, I think it's going to be Friday. So the build up to that was like, right, let's have a look. What stone circles are we going to? I think I have 2 in mind, which were Arbor Low, and the 9 Ladies Stone Circle. So we started doing a bit of research on them, and it was really hard to find actually research and information on it in terms of like a spiritual aspect. However, what we did come across was a fantastic video on YouTube, and it spoke about how basically what we took from it, what we were guided, was that Arbor Low, which is like the kind of like main point, it's like the power station of the stone circles in the Derbyshire Dales in the Peak District. It's like the power point. It's like where all of the energy is held. There's lots of other stone circles as well in Derbyshire, and so we were like, right, well, we have to go there. We have to start there, because that's going to be our activation point. And then the 9 ladies, what we come to understand was that the 9 ladies stone circle, the mythology behind that was that there were 9 ladies who were dancing on a Sunday when they weren't meant to be, and they were punished for doing that by being turned into stone. Now, when we did our bit of research, which again, it was really hard to find, what we come to understand was that the 9 ladies is representative of the final ascension up to the light, so the divine being, and it made sense for us to complete our below first, activate all of that, connect with that. I had my messer with me. Amy had her. She has also has lots of messers. She's got more than me, and we connected with that. We you know, used our feminine energies and activated that site, and then we moved on to the 9 ladies stone circle, and we did the same there. We did a blessing. Amy opened sacred space in both places, and closed afterwards. We left blessings. As we were driving out to Derbyshire, I stopped to get some petrol, and I had walked into the shop, and as I was walking in, I saw the most beautiful orange roses, and I was like, oh, shall I get them? Because I was just drawn to it, and then I was like, no, we've got enough with us. Let's just leave it, because sometimes we can go overkill. So I come back out, got in the car, and Amy come back out. She sat in the car. She was like, Gemma, they are the most beautiful roses over there. I was like, yeah, I know. She was like, shall we get them? And I was like, my God, we were just so in tune over this week that we were together, and it was like we were telepathically, you know, we were communicating, we're on the same level. So we got the roses, and we left one of them each for the 9 ladies, and we left one in our below as well. So that was a real kind of magical day, a really long day. We didn't do all the hiking in between because it was too long, and like we drove around. Now, when we were driving from our below to the 9 ladies, my sat nav took me on an absolute wild goose chase. I don't know where it was taking me, but it took me, and I was following it, and then it basically took me in this triangle formation, which, you know, as we know, is like an activation, and it was taking me all over everywhere. It was not taking me to where it is we needed to be. We did eventually get there, and what we believed happened was that actually, and I did need to do a bit more research into this and look at the places that we went to, but I feel that what it was about was us connecting the energies from our below to all of those different areas that we drove through, and then connecting it to the 9 ladies. And that is likely because there was still some negative energy, you know, some trauma around those areas that needed to be healed with the blessings and things that we were doing that day. So that was that day. Now, a couple of days prior to that, I'd also connected with, and this is a new one, I didn't actually know about this until the day before, but where you're born, the closest river to where you were born is classed as your nature mother, and the closest hill or, you know, mountain or whatever, something significant to where you were born, is your nature father. And so prior to going to Derbyshire, we actually went down to my nature mother, and opened sacred space, connected. I collected some of my nature mother water, and I included that into my blessings and offerings to our below and to 9 ladies as well. And so my nature mother, our below, and 9 ladies and myself, we're all connected. And by doing these practices, what it does is it frees the energy to enable the divine light to shine brighter, to lift vibration for everybody concurrently. So we did nature mother, we then did our below and the 9 ladies stone circle. After that, we did my womb rites, and what that does is it starts a healing journey over the next 13 full moons from your activation. And what that does is it connects you to, not connects you, what it does is it looks at, it heals any trauma that is being held within your womb, basically. So anything that you've experienced in your life that has been traumatic, that maybe you have forgotten about, you know, you've kind of really shoved deep down and you're like, no, I don't want to deal with that. So you've just wiped it out of your memory. It will bring it up over the next 13 moons, okay? And what it then does by the end of it is you have worked through, it's the Munay-Ki womb rites, 13th womb rite. You work through that healing, and by the end of it, you have released all trauma within your feminine energy, okay? And it's really interesting when Amy was giving me my womb rites, was that, you know, you can feel it within you. So if you do any kind of chakra work, and you can feel your chakras moving as you're activating them, it was the same when activating my womb rites. You could actually feel the energy within my womb coming up. Now, from that, what that has led me to, what I've been guided to do by my spirit team, is to start journaling and documenting my spiritual journey. Because I haven't done any of that. I gotta admit, I'm absolutely terrible. So I have brought a journal, and I am documenting my spiritual journey from day dot, so from when I was born, all of my memories. Not that I have very many memories of childhood, so I know that there is some trauma and some wounding from there that needs to be healed. And so I'm starting from day dot with the period of time from birth up until a certain point. Then I'll be looking at my specific lessons that I have worked through, my ancestral healing that I have done, which I am going to be offering guidance and coaching on to other people, and as well as my spirit team, my spirit animals, you know, my animal guides, and all of that stuff is going to be within the journal. And I will be keeping track of everything that I do, because I know that this is ultimately one day will be passed down to somebody, whether that's my daughter or somebody else. But the learning and the teachings that I have within that book are going to help and go on to help many other people when I am not around to do it. Okay, so yeah, just a little bit on that. And it's, do you know, over the last couple of years, more so the last year, where I've really been looking at my divine feminine and identifying how unbalanced I've been, because I've been very much in my masculine. That's a trauma response, and I'm fully aware of that. But I've had a shift. There's definitely been a shift of that energy, and it is becoming more balanced, and I can feel it, because I am not feeling the need to try and control everything like I was before. And again, that's a trauma response. So yeah, so this is a little bit about God, divine feminine, just linking in with the energies around you, with everything that is around you that is there to help you and guide you through. You know, tarot and oracle are great. I love tuning into my spirit guides. You know, I'm hoping that I will be channeling messages direct from my spirit guides to you guys very soon. I do know that that gift is coming to me. I have been told. The gift of hearing and the gift of sight, which the gift of sight was given to me by my ancestral grandparents, my ancestral grandmother, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now is the time that we can all step into our spiritual abilities, and it is just about being open and surrendering to actually just working through it and going, hey, do you know what, it's okay. There are really dark days, don't get me wrong. You know, there are always going to be dark days. When I started writing my journal yesterday, I only started it yesterday, and I'm writing about my history, not my history, but, you know, my childhood, and I'm going through it, and there isn't anything specifically terrible in there. Nothing that nothing that came up that I wasn't already aware of. But my energy was so low after writing that, and I was only sat writing for about 45 minutes, and then for the rest of the day I felt very heavy, you know. So I know that although I have done a hell of a lot of work and healing work, that there is still stuff to work through, and that's okay. You know, we are here, we are constantly learning, we're constantly healing. If we were fully healed, if I was fully healed, do you think I would be here? No, you know, there is more learning to be done. So that's a little bit about me. The womb rite is something that in the coming months I will be able to gift that womb rite to other women. Men can also access the womb rite as well. So if you want any more information on what that is all about, just get in touch, let me know. In terms of ancestral healing, ancestral trauma, ancestral DNA, epigenetics, all of that stuff. If you want any more information about it, just leave a comment, and, you know, I'm more than happy to guide. But do keep a lookout, because there's going to be videos coming out about all of this. And I'm hoping to bring some people on so that we can delve a little bit deeper into it. Into the technical side of things, if you like, if that's how you you know, like to be. But yeah, so lots more coming on all of this. So thank you for tuning in. Please do like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, so that I can get this message out further and further. Because ultimately that is what we are here to do. We are all here to help each other on this healing journey to raise the collective. Okay, so with that, sending you all blessings, love and light. Have a wonderful day. Bye.